Hey folks, see Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to yet another yet another what? Wednesday live stream. But this time with a nice mood. Last 2 3 times I remember I have been like market is down, and that there was one level that I was talking about time and again that hopefully this does not get breached. Even at one point in time, I had said that we are very very close to that specific a level, but I just kept on saying that I just feel that this level hopefully does not get breached, and I feel so happy that the level, if anyone can remember, I've been talking about that level for almost during all live streams. That level was of 21,800, and thankfully that never got broken, at least again I'll say till today. And market has seen a fantastic rally. I'm sure everyone uh, might have come to know the reasons for that, but if you were to, because so many things have happened in the last 24 hours, it becomes so difficult to actually keep track of what happened, what did not happen. So I thought that today I should do a live stream just for everyone to understand. I think books mania has given the correct answer. 21,800 was the level that I've been talking about for quite a long time, and thankfully that level has not yet been breached. So today what we are going to talk about is 3 4 key points. Number one, we'll understand that what was the all UN resolution all about, which Russia and China actually vetoed. Then we'll talk about the 2 weeks truce offer from USA. Extremely important. We will understand what are Iran's demands for the truce, and based on that we will discuss whether this rally will sustain or not. uh, People are asking aage kya lagta hai, so exactly for that I'm going to tell you what are the key points that happened over the last 24 hours. Okay, now first things first, you must understand that if I mean you might have read this Trump's social media truth, and he had said that I will ensure that an entire civilization is wiped out. uh, and I think that that statement itself was pretty much disturbing. I mean, whenever two countries are at war, a lot of times that this happens, that infrastructure is targeted, military bases are targeted. But when you say that an entire civilization will be wiped out, I think that is not liked by overall people in the world. Um that itself was a very questionable statement that he actually made. After he made that statement, what happened? So first, the main trigger was that when he said that I will destroy the entire civilization. Okay, this happened on the 6th of April, so this is day before yesterday, I think pretty much late at night. Okay, now what happened yesterday early morning, that 7th April, what happened next was he softened the tone, and he said that we may come down for negotiations. Okay, now after that, immediately after he softened the tone, he said that we would want to pass a resolution at UN. Okay, now what was this resolution all about? The resolution mainly proposed that we want two major things. Number one, we want to ensure that the Strait of Hormuz is opened by Iran, and if Iran is not listening to us, then we can use military force, but we want Strait of Hormuz to be open. Number two, we want to ensure that there is safe oil shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, that was the main resolution all about. So typically what happens at UN, whenever a resolution is discussed, and if passed, not whatever, that's the secondary outcome. But what was proposed at UN, typically some country has to lead, and some country has to say that we are putting forth this, we are proposing this. So who proposed this? It was proposed by USA and Bahrain. Two countries both led this proposal, that we are proposing two major things, goal for this entire proposal. One is reopening Strait of Hormuz, and second, we want to ensure that there is safe oil shipping. Now what happened was that when this was laid forward, 11 countries supported this. Now what was the problem is not about reopening the Strait of Hormuz. He had mentioned that we can also use military force if if Iran is not listening. So 11 countries still supported, two abstained, and two countries used their veto power. Now what is veto power? Basically is that if a draft gets vetoed, it is as good as the resolution stands. I mean, whatever is the proposal, that itself is cancelled out. Okay, there is no requirement for majority also. So what happened right now essentially was that 11 countries actually supported this, two countries abstained, and only two countries used their veto power, which was Russia and China. The moment veto power was used, this proposal itself as good as stands cancelled, and that is what happened. And the outcome basically was that now US cannot directly use their military. So basically what they were trying, I'll tell you my understanding is that US was trying to get a backing from a lot of other countries by putting this forth in the UN. He was trying to say that, Array, I am opening up the Strait of Hormuz not only for us but for the entire globe, and that is the reason why we would want support from the entire UN. Okay, but when this was put forth, Russia and China said, we are using our veto power, we will not allow this to happen. Now why did that happen? Why did Russia and China, I'm not sure if I said Ukraine just now, but why Russia and China basically said, no, we don't want this? Because they said that when he mentioned about, wiping out the entire I mean, that entire sentence, wiping out that entire civilization, that I feel acted against him. And though he softened his stance later, that was, I feel, one of the triggers why even China and Russia said, we don't want this. Okay, so let me just quickly repeat why China and Russia might have vetoed. They said that number one, they felt that this was against Iran. It was totally biased against Iran. They feared that this could legitimize US military action, because see, once UN says okay, it is as good as okay, entire world is with us, we are okay blasting Iran. So they said, we don't want to legitimize the US military action. And number three, his extreme threats, whole civilization will die tonight and all that. These could be potentially the key reasons why Russia and China might have used their veto power. Of course, what was Iran's reaction? Iran welcomed the veto, and they said that yes, this is a protection against the Western intervention, is what they mentioned. So what happened as a bottom line? Let's understand. As a bottom line, US, I mean, the proposal that US and Bahrain had uh, gone ahead with, that stood, I mean, that was a failed attempt. In short, there was no resolution for this. And because they came to know that now this has been given a thumbs down at UN, now there is no alternative left but to go ahead with direct negotiations. Okay, so as a timeline, again, let's understand what happened. First, he had given that whole civilization will be wiped out, wala tweet. Then he softened his stance. Then he went to UN along with Bahrain. Did that pass? No, that failed. That put a pressure for doing a direct negotiation. And that is when the announcement came up that we are ready for a temporary ceasefire, not permanent. Very important. Temporary ceasefire. It's a duration of 2 weeks in the initial phase. Okay. So are there certain demands by the USA? Answer is yes. What they have demanded, I'm just telling you key pointers. Okay. Key pointer is that US said that Strait of Hormuz has to be opened immediately. Okay. And you have to allow safe passage of oil shipments. Does the Strait of Hormuz get opened right away? Yes, to whatever I've read in the news. Under Iran's military, attention, the Strait of Hormuz ideally has been opened, is what I'm reading in the news right now. So has that US condition been agreed upon, that Strait of Hormuz will be opened immediately? Yes, Iran seems to have given a thumbs up for that. They are allowing safe passage of oil shipments, and of course, as I mentioned, Iran is also doing that with some military overlooking all these shipments. Okay, US will also, so US said that if Iran does these two things, then US will pause airstrikes and escalation, and they will continue negotiation. Okay, pause for how many weeks? For 2 weeks. They said we'll pause the airstrikes and we will pause the escalation. We will go ahead and continue with the negotiations. Now comes the most amazing part. I'm going to share my screen, the presentation that we have made, because this talks about Iran's demands. And I am going to ask you all, what do you feel? Will these be agreed upon, or do you think that there are very less chances that these will be agreed upon? Okay. I'll just try to, cut that short. Okay. What I will do is I'll show you this. This is the article by the Guardian. Okay. And what does this say? Let us quickly understand what demands are in Iran's 10-point plan. Okay. The list of 10 points published by Iranian state media includes a number of conditions the US has rejected in the past. So whatever 10 pointer they have demanded for pausing the war, for stopping the war, conditions include such conditions that have been rejected by Iran in the past. Okay, now what happens? What are the pointers? What does the plan require? Lifting of all primary and secondary sanctions on Iran. Oh. There are so many sanctions on Iran right now by USA. They are saying not only primary, you have to also remove all the secondary sanctions on Iran. Okay, this in itself is a very big question mark whether USA will want to do that or not. Number two, continued Iranian control over the Strait of Hormuz. We will keep on controlling the Strait of Hormuz. No one else is going to control that. Okay, that is one more demand. Third is again very tricky for US to agree. US military withdrawal from the Middle East. They have so many military bases in the Middle East right now, and US agreeing to withdraw military base from the Middle East. Again, I feel that's a big question mark. I really doubt whether US will want to agree that or not. End to attacks on Iran and its allies. This is again a masterstroke. They have said it's not only about stopping attack on Iran, also Iran's allies. You're not allowed to attack them also. Next one is again next level. They are saying the release of frozen Iranian assets. So I'm sure again you might be knowing about this, that there are a lot of Iranian assets that have been frozen by the United States. So you can imagine something like this: their money in let's say US treasuries, and they said we'll block your money. Or let us say some money was receivable by Iran from the US because of whatever XYZ. They have blocked that. So they're saying whatever money you have frozen, you have to release that. And a UN Security Council resolution making any deal binding. Whenever we come to any deal, it has to be via a UN Security Council resolution, because otherwise, once you say yes, tomorrow you will say again no, and this will keep on continuing. So it has to be backed by a UN Security Council resolution making any deal binding. Now, if you read these bullet points, you'll be like, but where is the nuclear thing? Because that is the whole point ideally why this war started. Now comes a very fun part here. What is the fun part? In the version released in Farsi language, Iran also included the phrase acceptance of enrichment for its nuclear program. Okay, so in simple words, Iran, as per the Farsi version, says that this 10 pointer plan will also include. So again, this newspaper article may have clubbed up 1 or 2 points, is what I feel, because here we have only 6 points and it here says 10 pointer. Okay. So, anyways, this important point is that the Farsi version says that they accept the enrichment for its nuclear program. In short, Iran is demanding that their nuclear program will keep on going. Okay, but for reasons that remained unclear, that phrase was missing in English versions shared by the Iranian diplomats to the journalists. So this is again pretty crazy that whatever was given in the Farsi version that says that nuclear program will be allowed, but the English version does not mention anything about that. Okay, so these are the 10 pointers that they have talked about. I want a quick yes or no. What do you feel whether US will agree to these conditions? Of course, I'm going to tell my answer. Maybe with my tone also, you might have understood what is my answer. But I would want to get a quick yes or no from you. What do you feel? The points that we discussed with, will USA agree on these points or not? Just a quick yes or no, so that everyone in this live stream will also come to know an overall stance. There are more than 800 people who are watching this live right now. No, no, no. I mean, every single person who has answered in the chat right now, it's 100% no. Exactly. Agreed for commercial damages, maybe yes, but surely not for the other demands. So there was one more demand, that whatever damages have been caused in Iran because of the war, USA will have to compensate for these damages. Maybe for that they may say yes, but for all other conditions, I just feel it's next to impossible. And if that be so, the big question again is that if these demands are not agreed upon, what next? What next is that, of course we'll talk about that, the implications on Nifty, we will talk about that. But in simple words, right now it seems that all these conditions being accepted is far from reality. I mean, that happening itself is extremely doubtful. In the meanwhile, what has happened is both countries, Iran and US, both have said we are victorious. Trump, in his usual style, has claimed total and complete victory. And he said reason is that he forced Iran to reopen the oil route and he has avoided war escalation. Okay, Iran says that we claim the victory because we did not give up on our core demands. They got US to pause the attacks and we have still retained leverage. Hormuz controls plus nuclear stance is what they are saying. So both countries have declared that we have won. Okay. All in all, if you were to ask me, see again, as I always keep on mentioning that which I mean be it geopolitics, I mean, I feel that I have above average knowledge when it comes to stock market, but if it is about geopolitics, I'm still learning a lot. It's so much to learn right now. I personally feel that there there is a chance that this rally may not sustain for simple reasons. See, I'm just telling you my logic. Okay, see, the logic is very simple, that the demands that have been put forth by Iran for stopping the war, none of these conditions seem like US is going to agree to that. Correct? See, one or two conditions here and there they may agree, but if it's about a nuclear thing, I don't think they'll agree. If it is about removing all sanctions from Iran, I don't think they're going to agree. If it is about removing all the US bases from Middle East, I don't think they're going to agree. So if all these conditions are not agreed upon, what is the logical next step is that the war may restart, which has been paused right now. And if that be so, again there is a possibility that market may cool off a little bit. So I personally believe that whatever rally we saw today, that might not be like the bottom is, I mean, is over. We now will see just a one sided tufani rally till 20. I don't see that coming up. Exactly. I can see this in the comments as well, that this is maybe just postponing. We totally understand that this is something which the whole world can't afford for a long time, but they will have. So see, basically, some countries, I mean, both of these countries will have to lower their demands. Especially Iran will have to lower their demands. Then only some things can happen. Trump is absolute. There's an absolute possibility that he's buying more time so that he can plan something more. But I mean, that is what it is. As of now, at least, it's whatever I feel. Prem Yadav is saying, I think you missed the rally. Arre Baba, I'm a long term investor. I neither sold in the downfall. As always, if you have been my follower for a long time, then you might know this, that whenever there are big falls, any fall over 10%, it's my style that for those who have been following me, right, you know this, one fifth, one fifth, one fifth. So never ever my all five chunks have gotten deployed. Minor, little here and there. I keep on investing. Okay. So this is not like a FOMO that because I missed now, I will say that this is temporary. Oh, come on. Not at all. I've given the reasons why I feel that this may be a short-lived rally. Can I be wrong? Absolutely. Market has full right to prove me wrong. And of course, being an original bull, I will be happy if this goes on till 26,300. Who will not be happy? I have been investing for such a long time. Ultimately, when the market crashes, the portfolio takes a hit. Anyone's portfolio is going to take a hit. So, of course, I would love if the market rallies beyond 26,300 also. But looking at the current situation, I doubt a little bit whether this will really happen or not, because of because of the negotiation pointers that Iran has kept. All in all, just to sum up, what all things should you know? The top points that you should know. Why market rallied by 800 points? First thing that happened, April 6th, late, Trump said that we will destroy the entire civilization. This was an extreme threat from US to Iran, that we will destroy entire Iran's civilization. Immediate next day, April 7th, early on April 7th, he softened his tone and he said that we may be ready for deal negotiation. Then 7th April, during the daytime, he said that okay, let's try and go for UN resolution. So what happened was USA and Bahrain pushed for UN resolution. Okay, they pushed for the UN resolution, agreed. What was the outcome? 11 countries supported, 2 countries abstained, and 2 countries, Russia and China, they used their veto power. Whenever a veto power is used, it's as good as whatever is proposed in the UN that stands cancelled. Okay, in short, what happened was that had this been accepted at UN, it would have been like a green signal to USA that whatever you are doing is absolutely okay. Entire United Nations is with you. You can go ahead and do whatever you want. And what he had proposed is that we would want the Strait of Hormuz to be opened, passage of oil tankers through that safely, this, that. But for that, he was willing to use military force. And immediate previous day, he had said we would also go to the extent of destroying civilization. So good that this was not passed at the UN. But then what happened was that maybe what he tried to do backfired, and he was forced to go ahead for some sort of diplomatic negotiation. And that is when April 7th at night he announced truce. Truce has been announced for 2 weeks, but the overall conditions that Iran has kept for the truce are something which are beyond something which US may not say yes to. Just 2 3 important points. They have said that US has to lift all primary secondary sanctions on Iran. Iran will continue the control on Strait of Hormuz. US has to withdraw all the military from Middle East. They will end attacks on Iran and its allies, release whatever Iranian assets are frozen. UN Security Council resolution for making any deal binding. And in Farsi language, they have mentioned that they will accept, US will accept the enrichment for their nuclear program, but this line is missing in the English version. So this was a quick wrap up of what happened, why Nifty rallied 800 points plus today. But all in all, as I mentioned, that I personally believe that this rally may not sustain for reasons that we discussed today. This live stream is again, I had planned it to keep it under 15, but there was so much to discuss. I think that will agree some points but backstab them. I am not sure what will happen. But all in all, I mean, these are the reasons that. Oh, okay, by the way, one person has just mentioned right now, MPC meeting live, RBI keeps repo unchanged at 5.25. Good, thank you for the update. This was also one more important point that we had to understand. What about RBI stance? At least repo rates have been kept unchanged. That's good. Yogesh says, friends, please don't forget to like this live stream. Was waiting for this, ma'am. Thank you so much, everyone. Please like this live stream. This just gives YouTube an understanding that so many people who are watching, 800 plus people who are watching, and they did find some value in this live stream. If you just smash the like button, YouTube will ensure that they also suggest this live stream to others. Okay, so all in all, I hope you have understood that. I feel that there are chances that this rally may fizzle out. Hopefully, some resolution is achieved, but seems a little bit difficult as of now. Okay, I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. I hope you found this useful. If you did, again, I'm repeating, please don't forget to smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye bye.